My name is Anthony, and I'll be drawing for you. Hey, planet Earth, we meet again. Welcome to Anthony Draws For You, the channel where no idea is too crazy. So here's what I got for you guys today. I've got an art commission from two of the coolest kids I think I've ever encountered in my line of work. So this is for a twins birthday party. It's for two kids. One wants Rocko's Modern Life, and the other wants Superman stuff. In this video, I'll be doing the Rocko's Modern Life illustrations, and if you'd like to see the Superman illustrations, please click the link in the description below. Literally the day before I got this order from the client, I was watching the Netflix Rocko's Modern Life special, and it was seriously like divine intervention that this client got in touch with my manager Susan at the office. Really just perfect timing. So there ain't no hiding the truth about which one came more naturally to me, but I really don't like to play favorites when it comes to pop culture, especially not with my superheroes. So as much fun as I had with the Rocko one, I do encourage you to go check out the Superman video because that one was also tons of fun. Twins birthday party, Rocko's Modern Life, comic books, just another day at the office for me, and I'm a lucky guy that I get to do this for a living. So in this video, you're gonna see me do two Rocko illustrations. One is an ensemble piece where it's just gonna be most of the major characters, and the second one's gonna be a little bit shorter. It's just a close-up of the main man himself. As always, quick plug before we get started, please contact Susan at the office for business inquiries if you have a birthday party like these kids or anything else. My skill set is not limited to cartoons only. I also do commercial storyboarding, logos, company letterheads, restaurant menus, slideshow presentations, t-shirt design. You give me a surface, I'll give you my A game. Business out of the way, let's get on to the fun stuff. All right, so for all you Rocko's Modern Life fans out there, let's turn the page, wash your hands, and let's take it to the paper.
Alright, so let's talk Rocko. Let's talk 90s. Let's talk Nickelodeon. Where were you when the 90s struck? I think that a lot of the 90s cartoons were influenced by a lot of the 30s and 40s cartoons. I think shows like Rocko's Modern Life and Ren and Stimpy, they fully embraced the medium they were in, and they maximized the visual gags, because that really is the be-all, end-all of animation. It is, first and foremost, about the visual. The guy who created Rocko's Modern Life, Joe Murray, I'd put him in the same category as Tex Avery, who also happens to be one of my favorite animators of all time. You know, you look at Rocko's Modern Life, and then you look at Tex Avery cartoons like Red Hot Riding Hood. You know, each had their own signature style, but from a comedy and writing standpoint, they both sort of had the same approach to visual gags. The exaggeration is so great that there's parts of it that sort of become kind of like a caricature of its own cartoon style. The first episode I ever watched when I was a kid was the one with the Sucko-matic. You know, the big, like, oversized vacuum cleaner that you could ride. But they're all, like, radioactive and like to have super intelligence and stuff, so they, like, sort of just suck up the whole town. I think the funniest part of that whole episode, it's gotta be Heifer reading the instruction manual right at the beginning. And the instruction manual just shows like these really graphic pictures in very simple shapes, so there's like no blood or gore or anything. There's one where there's like a test tube pouring acid like through the palm of somebody's hand. There's like somebody's head popping off of their neck, and the instruction manual's just got all of these warning signs everywhere, and Heifer's reading it just going like, when used properly, the Sucko-matic will emit comparatively safe levels of radiation. And meanwhile you got Spunky like chewing on the packing peanuts. I always like Spunky, because he's so dumb that it's cute, because we've all experienced that dog in real life. It's like, why, you just sort of turn to the dog, you're like, dude, why would you eat that? I understand that you're a dog, but why in God's name would you eat that? Like, he's always finding trouble, and trouble is always finding him. Usually a character is one or the other, where either they go looking for trouble, or trouble finds them. But Spunky is exactly both. He's like half Curious George, half Mr. Bill.
Somebody asked me recently, like, why do I do pencils by hand, but I do inks and colors digitally? I don't know what it is. I just like doing it by hand. I really don't have an answer. It's what I'm used to. That's the best answer I got for you. I like doing pencils by hand because I'm a purist at heart, and where I stand on the matter, if you can draw with a pencil, you can do anything. In case you haven't already gotten this impression of me, I'm the type that really can't sit still. Anything in life where waiting is required, if I'm sitting in a waiting room, like waiting for my car to get its oil changed, if I'm in a doctor's office, or if I'm just sitting around watching something on TV that's not visually heavy. Like if it's a sitcom where there's just talking heads. Typically that's like a live action sitcom. I'm talking about like Friends and Seinfeld and How I Met Your Mother. Rocko's Modern Life, any cartoon for that matter. Cartoons are visually heavy. Like every single pixel on that screen was put there for a reason. So I can't be drawing if there's something animated on the TV. But there's plenty of opportunity just in everyday life where sketching and drawing is actually a healthy compulsion to have. That's why I love pencils by hand so much, because you can do it anywhere. And I have a habit of doing it everywhere. And I guess that's just the way that my fine motor skills have developed in the hand. It's my weapon of choice. It's just the pencil by hand. It's what I'm used to. I think this would be the case with ink and color if I used it more. But the program I use is Clip Studio Paint, and the short answer to that is I'm very spoiled because there's so many tools available on that software. And the way I do it, I just lay the flat colors down. I just decide which section is going to be what color. And then this program just allows you to build anything you want on top of it.
One thing that this cartoon show did very, very well, how sharp their game was in all of their background characters. I mean, some of those secondary characters are some of the funniest parts of the show. I mean, those Chameleon Brothers. You know what the Chameleon Brothers sounded like? They sounded like if Arnold Schwarzenegger inhaled a whole bunch of helium balloons. Oh, especially when they get like mad or excited. You know, at this spa, we have an exclusive clientele.
So now in this picture, I go for more soft shading just because I really wanted it to pop and I wanted to give it that modern, updated feel, you know, pull it out of the 90s and drop it into 2019. But for the longest time, and even still, my main method is to do less soft shading like you see here and more harsh contrasts. Okay, so like take Ed Bighead here, for example. You can sort of see on Ed Bighead here, the right side of his, well, his left side, it's the right for us. I actually kind of sort of did that here. I added a shadow gradient on top of it, but my first stab at it was a direct line that you can kind of see on the side of his face there that divides the darker values from the lighter values. The end result, I softened it out a little bit, but old habits died hard. Yeah, so this one just poured right out of me. It took me about 30 seconds to really come up with the idea. I knew right from the beginning I was going to have Planet Earth. I was just going to give it this big expressive mouth coming out of the water, and I was just going to have it puking up all of the main characters. You can't do a Rocko's Modern Life illustration without a little bit of gross out humor. next up for this one, I wanted to focus on just Rocko. He's the titular character. He takes up very little space in the first picture, and I wanted this to be all about him. And I also wanted it to be a close-up. I wanted a big close-up shot of his head, and how boring would it be if it would just be him standing there looking at the camera? He had to be doing something. I thought back to when I was a kid, and the first time I ever saw his brain pop out in like some promo commercial. Before I'd even seen the show, I just saw, like, you know, they had those classic Nickelodeon bumpers. You know something? That's what we're really missing. I will say that was one cool thing about the commercial break. The bumpers. What was it? The little orange slime guy. Like he would like turn into the Nickelodeon logo. Like he would do that little walk like, and then just like the banana peel slipped and then that about wraps it up for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. Again, be sure to check out part 2 of this video. We will be doing some Superman illustrations for the other twin at this birthday party. That's enough out of me. I want to hear from you guys now. I'm feeling saucy and I'm up for a challenge. What do you guys want me to draw? What about steampunk sewer mutants? How about some undead lizard pirates from outer space? Or video game characters set in the Middle Ages? Or Disney princesses in a post-apocalyptic wasteland? This is Anthony Draws For You, after all, the channel where no idea is too crazy. Let's see if we can kick it up to 3 crazy. All right, guys, I am out of here. Don't forget to pound the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Tell other people about this channel. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. And for business inquiries, contact Susan at the office. That's it. Have a great rest of your week, everybody.